Okay, take two, because we're finding out that the elastic is not working really well with the sanitizing process. And I don't have any binding tape, so I'm going to just make something. So it's going to take a little longer. So I'm going to try and get this set up so you can see. Probably you're not going to see very well, but that's okay. I'm going to use washable Crayola markers and draw it out. I'm estimating each tie should be about 15 inches. So I'm going to just do this whole length and figure it out from there. I'm very much a figure it out person. Figure it out as I go along. Okay. So we cut this. I know there's not much to see when I'm doing this. There I have my binding, and then I made a face mask template, and I'm doing, if you actually know how to sew, if you don't know how to sew, then this doesn't matter so much, but I'm doing this with the stretch, so that lengthwise it's with the stretch. And on this I'm going to use a washable crayon. I actually like washable crayons a lot. I feel like they don't bleed through as much. And they show up better on darker fabrics. Okay, so there's the thing. Somebody was saying let's do a different inside than outside, which makes sense. So let me grab a different, ooh, that works. So this will end up being 3 different ones. Okay. I use just regular cardstock to make templates. If they start to get ratty, then I put tape around the edges, like shipping tape. Okay, so I've got our binding inside of a face mask, outside of a face mask, and so now I'm going to move the iPad. Hopefully I can get this so you can see. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do, oh, I have to get my template. I already have something that's 15 inches, but a ruler will do as well. So for this, you need to kind of hide the ends because they'll unravel. So I'm folding it in quarters, halves, I don't know. Can you see that? And then I'm going to fold it again to make the tie. Okay. This is going to look, I don't know. It's going to look ghetto, but it'll work, so that's okay. Bias tape, binding tape, whatever you want to call it. It's not too hard to make. You just kind of keep folding it over and over. All right. So, I don't know if I have made enough of this. Oh, that might be a problem. No, it should be enough. I needed 60 inches. Again, I don't like pinning anything. So, even if it kind of looks like a hot mess, because it's my first time, I am totally okay with that. All right. this white is just regular cotton. It was just something I had on hand. I don't have a lot of white. I don't use a lot of white, but I do have a ton of muslin scraps left over from making random quilt projects, so I'll probably dig those out too, just so that it doesn't look funky. I tend to have mostly prints on hand, so it's a little cockeyed, but that's okay. All right, so this is 15 inches. I need 4 ties. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And then I dropped the 4th one. Okay, here's 4. I have extras left over. All right, so now we start the mask, and rather than doing the elastic in it, like I did the first time, I am going to do ties on the inside. So on the, so for the, yes, that's how I'm going to do this. Okay, so the tie is going to be in like this, and then in the mask, hidden in there. 1. There's 2. Remember, these are the things that are going to tie behind. So, okay, so now I got to get rid of this, get these tucked in here so I don't sew over them. There's 3. And here's 4th. Okay, let's finish this out. So, all right. Turn it to top stitch. That's what that's called, in case you were wondering. Okay, so now we've got our ties, and all the ties can kind of come undone at the ends, so I'm just going to tack them over like this. Oh, my machine came unthreaded. Let's see. Folding this over. I have a serger, so I could just use a serger on this, but most of you will not have a serger and won't even know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to bother. That's not something you can replicate. Okay, so there's the ties. Let's do folding the mask. Okay, here we go. Well, that corner's not very well pushed out. Let's make sure they're all pushed out nicely. So this is definitely taking longer than the elastic, but we want them to hold up, so it's an important step. All right, here we go. So I ended up doing an extra chin tuck just to like make it a little bit snugger of a fit. So I did a tiny tuck right there facing, or this is the forehead, I should say. That's facing inwards. And then a tiny tuck right there. Okay, so then because this is going to be the top, the pleats go up here. So up. Second pleat up and third pleat up. Okay, and then I'm going to do a tuck for the chin. So I'm folding it, it's hard to see, I know. So I'm folding it in right here, about to the middle, and then in on the other side about to the middle. That's not even. Okay, there we go. This, you don't have to do this. This is just me being a perfectionist who doesn't pin anything. I understand it's contradictory. Okay, so now it's the other side. So I'm doing the down pleats. Well, down for me is the direction, I should say. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Okay, so it's ready to go on now. And they can tie it on.